AITA for calling out our cook for scamming us. Story 2. AITA for telling my BF sister she'll never see my kids again. Story 3. AITA for telling my mom to not expect a Mother's Day gift from me. AITA for calling out our cook for scamming us. I, 48 female, hired Julie, 25 female, to cook for my family of 4. She cooks us a few family meals a week and delivers them. This has been working out for us for a few months, but she recently told us she would start charging double what she was initially charging. We were quite shocked. She's a good cook, but she's not a trained chef or anything. It's just a hobby for her. We offered her a little more to pay for some of the groceries, but double seemed excessive. She turned it down and said she would give us a few weeks to find someone new, but that felt unfair to us. We hired her because her cooking style tastes were similar to ours, and we have dietary restrictions that she was able to accommodate. Had we known earlier on that she would bail so quickly, we would have hired someone else from the start so they could learn our tastes. I pointed out how the amount she was getting now was generous for someone who isn't a professional cook, and that she needed to be realistic about her prices since we could dine in at a nice restaurant for the amount she was asking. She told us to do that and wasn't open for negotiation. Even after looking up costs of groceries and utilities and showing her the data on the profit she was already making, she wouldn't budge. I then got angry and told her off for trying to scam us after she cited the rise in food prices which we offered to cover. But that wasn't good enough for her and how she valued her free time. She cooks for her family anyways, so she's just making extra portions for us. She got really cold and quit on the spot, not even giving us the few weeks to find someone new. I totally understand wanting a little extra to cover the rising cost of food, but doubling her prices all of a sudden seems really scummy and ridiculous. I called her again and offered to pay the extra cost of groceries plus a 10% raise, but she blocked me. I really don't understand the audacity of demanding a 100% raise for a pretty easy and flexible part-time gig. AITA, what am I missing? Top 5 comments. 1. She's not scamming you. She's just refusing to work for less than an amount she finds acceptable. She's allowed to do that. YTA. 2. YTA, and I'm also curious as to what you were paying her, because you seem to think it was generous but are being suspiciously shy with the actual amount. 3. YTA. She is allowed to value her time as she sees fit. She's allowed to quit if she feels the money isn't worth it to her. You are not obliged to pay her more if you don't want to, but you don't have to be rude about it. The whole she cooks for her family anyway thing just seems really dismissive and entitled. 4. I see 2 possible explanations. 1. Julie has discovered these past few months that the job of prepping and delivering your meals is taking more time effort than she originally planned and is adjusting the prices accordingly. Or 2. She is charging you the shitty customer fee, i.e., this person is unpleasant and I don't want to interact with them for less than this amount. Either way, she provides the service, therefore she sets the price. YTA for being condescending about she isn't a professional cook, whatever that means. 5. YTA. She sets her prices. That isn't a scam and she isn't obligated to make you cheap extra portions simply because she cooks for her own family. You pushed and she quit. She doesn't want to cook for you anymore unless you meet her price, and now not at all because you acted like TA. Story 2. AITA for telling my BF sister she'll never see my kids again. I, female 24, have 2 kids, male 4, female 2. Me and my boyfriend, male 25, have been together for 3 years, and before me and him even started talking, I told him I had a son. He didn't have a problem with it and even became a very good father figure to my baby. His sisters didn't approve of it though and said my boyfriend should start a family with someone that doesn't have a family already. I can agree with them to a certain extent, I guess. His mom had a party for his family and said she wants him to come and bring me and the kiddos. We're at the party and it's kids everywhere, all the grandkids, cousins, nieces, nephews, all that. Fast forward, after dinner everybody's chilling. My boyfriend is outside with his cousins taking a walk, lol, so I'm pretty awkwardly sitting on the couch. One of his sisters come up to me and ask to get the baby and ask her if she wants juice. I let her go and my son tells me he wants juice too, so I say you better hurry and catch them. My son comes back, tears in his eyes and no juice. She told him no but gave juice to my daughter. I decided to just leave it alone and get the juice myself. Well, this continues to happen with chips, candy, toys, everything, so eventually I get fed up and pull her to the side to talk. I ask her about it and she says it's because he's not her nephew and my daughter is. This turned into a screaming match and his other two sisters coming in and putting their 2 cents in. It turns into an even bigger thing and one of the sister launch at me. Now I'm going at it with 3 people. It gets broken up and I tell them to never contact me again and she won't ever see my baby. I tell my boyfriend let's go and he leaves without asking questions. I talk to him about it and my boyfriend sees why I said this and agrees with me, but his mom is coming at my neck. AITA. Top 5 comments. 1. Auntie, they don't get to pick and chose like that. Good job standing up for it and excellent job by the BF for standing by you. Imagine trying to explain to a child something that petty. 2. Auntie, people like that suck. Who cares if the child is related to you? Any kid in my home who runs up to me and asks for juice can have a damn juice box. I don't like that it had to be a screaming match because your poor kids are probably a wee bit traumatized, but you did what you had to do. And no, I would not be bringing my kids around those people anymore. 3. Auntie, stepkids are a package deal. If she won't accept your kid because of some archaic notion of blood relations, she won't accept you. This also means she doesn't respect her brother or his life choices. She is toxic. And relationships aside, what kind of adult refuses to give a 4-year-old juice, no matter who their parents are or aren't? If I had some juice and some random 4-year-old asked for some, I'd give it to them some after the whole ask you mom stuff, of course. To me, this screams deep-rooted toxicity. She needs therapy. She would be Tia even if she didn't know you. 4. And TA, they're rude as hell. My mom already had me when she met and later married the man I call dad. He raised me and did so much for me, so did his family. Treating kids bad because of something that isn't their fault is evil. They're evil. They're the e-holes. 5. NTA, how could his sister be so cruel to a 4-year-old baby? What the EFF is wrong the whole family that they thought this was okay. I mean shit, I wouldn't treat a child that showed up to my party uninvited this way. Story 3. AITA for telling my mom to not expect a Mother's Day gift from me. My mom got a job when I female 14 was 6. She works as a teacher's aide and she said it would be a good thing because she's off after school and during breaks, and it was okay at first. Then she would stay after school to tutor her students and would ask my grandparents to pick me up and watch me for an hour after school. No big deal, it was only an hour. Then she started a tutoring business after school and was busy after school until 7-8 at night 6 days a week. My grandparents said they couldn't watch me for that long, so she hired a nanny. My mom somehow became more absent after that. Then she fired the old nanny and got a live-in nanny because she was too tired to spend time with me or take care of me after work. She also never took a day off of work for me. She once took a morning off when I was 11 because I was getting surgery. Then the second I was allowed to go home, she left me with my nanny and went back to work. She didn't show up to most of my birthday parties, school plays, talent shows, or even my middle school graduation. My nanny was the only person who showed up for those things. My nanny's birthday just passed and I got her some earrings from Pandora, a couple bath bombs, and an eyeshadow palette. My mom saw the earrings and told me she wants me to get her those for Mother's Day. I told her she shouldn't expect a Mother's Day gift from me since we're basically roommates at this point. She yelled at me for disrespecting her about how she provides for me and pays for my nanny, and we haven't spoken since. I'm starting to feel bad, so I wanted to know if I was the e-hole. Top 5 comments. 1. NTA, she clearly put her work before you. This is one of those things where I bet there are students who will tell you how great she is, meanwhile you don't know because you have little to no experience with her. Also, this can't be a money issue because she hired a nanny. If she said there's money problems, that would be like saying I need a part-time night job to buy coffee for my night job. 2. Info. This is really kind of a tough one. Is she absent so much because she's just a ridiculous workaholic, or does she really not care? Demanding gifts is pretty tacky though. Does she not get vacation days at work? Have you ever tried to have a conversation with her about why she's gone so much? 3. NTA. I understand your mom wanting to work so hard to provide for you and not wanting to rely on your grandparents, but she needs to make time for you too. For me, the worst thing is that she'll make time to go on holiday with her friends but not with you. I just want to give you a big hug. Maybe for Mother's Day you could try to get like vouchers for a mother-daughter mani-pedi or brunch. Make it super clear you want to spend time with her, and then if she blows you off, then you've done all you really can do. If she fires your nanny, can you move in with your grandparents instead? 4. NTA. I have to admit, Halfway through, I was thinking maybe you were the because I thought it was going in the direction of blaming her for having to work to put a roof over your heads. But if she makes no effort to ever spend time with you when she is not working and doesn't show up to at least some of your events, especially the big ones, then it sounds like she is making no effort to actually have a mother-daughter relationship with you. She can't have it both ways and expect you to do mother-daughter things like getting her a Mother's Day present when she doesn't do them. 5. NTA, and I'm sorry your mom is so neglectful. For your nanny, you should set up a separate email account so that you can stay in touch with her even if she is fired. Also, you can get a burner phone to keep at school, friends, grandparents to keep in touch with her. You will be 18 in 4 years, and depending on your location, you will be able to drive in 2-3 years, and you can definitely maintain your relationships even if your mother objects.